Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 505 for comics originally releasing April the 17th, 2019. Before Drew and I get into what's coming out in your local comic book shop this coming Wednesday. Drew, can you take me through the feedback and all the other cool stuff happening in the worlds of comics and geekdom?
Oh, first up, we had a Star Wars trailer.
Oh, yeah.
What's it called? The
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker, and watched it just once. It was enough to get me all of Twitter and excited and buzzed and really.
You got on Twitter? What? Huh?
Super excited about this final Skywalker movie.
There you go.
This is the end. What do you think?
My favorite thing was just watching the general internet be like, who cares, screw this franchise, screw everything, and then at the end when Palpatine laughs, spoiler, are trailer spoilers, can we just talk about it, or how's that work?
Is that who you think it is Palpatine?
That's been confirmed.
Oh, cool. Neat.
Yeah, Palpatine laughs at the end and see people go, oh, I'm in. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, internet hate I don't understand, but that being aside, we've also got some confirmation that this is the last one, and they're going to take a break and maybe not come back for a while.
And I think they're saying that just so fanboys shut up.
Oh.
That's what I would do if I were them, because it's money, money, money. And I remember Drew, I remember back in the day when there was the large lull of no Star Wars.
Yeah, large lulls.
And
large
it was
lulls.
not a happy time. Prequels
No.
or not, a life with Star Wars. Just crank them out. I'll be the judge of whether I give a rat's or not.
Yeah, I want one a year. One a year forever.
Yeah, give me one a year. Give me original stuff. Give me nothing. Is not an option. Give me a Boba Fett. Give me something. There's a bunch of old canon. There's a bunch of new stuff. Just give me something. Disney, you got, billions and billions of dollars. Crank it out, and we'll give you multiple billions back. There's no reason to stop.
Well, yeah, I think you're going to get because you're going to be an early adopter on this Disney streaming thing, right?
Yeah, dude. Okay, are we going to talk about that? Are we done talking about the trailer?
We're talking about the trailer, but not Star Wars in general.
Yeah, dude. Disney Plus, $7 a month.
Yeah.
All kinds of cool stuff. I mean, the giant ball of wax that this is. We're getting a Hawkeye and Kate spinoff series. We're getting a Winter Soldier Falcon spinoff series. We are getting a Loki spinoff series with MCU actors.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I just realized that I have a family of 3. And all 3 of us had Amazon Prime accounts.
Uh-huh.
And so I canceled my Amazon Prime account. So I've freed up $12 a month, and I'm going to be putting that into the Disney thing because it looks awesome.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure $7 a month, there's probably a catch where it's a standard def. And if you want, like, right now I'm paying for Netflix, I'm paying for dual screen HD, and it just went away. I think I got an email. It's going to 13 because they're awful people. So I figure this will actually end up a little bit larger than this when it's all said and done. But like all of the original Disney programming, all the movies, 34 seasons of The Simpsons, a Jeff Goldblum National Geographic series, all the Star Wars stuff, Marvel stuff, all this original stuff.
So I will be able to watch all Star Wars movies in any order that I want. Anytime I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I can already do because I own most of them.
Yeah, exactly, no doubt.
But this is easier because it's streaming.
Yeah.
I could probably finally watch that dang Clones cartoon.
Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know who has rights to that. I didn't check some of that stuff out, but yeah, if we can get like all the Star Warses all in one, everything, oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Now, Drew,
Yeah.
You and I have been banting back and forth about our Young Avengers #1. Now we're essentially we're essentially confirming Kate.
Yep.
We're confirming Hawkeye, Kate, their own series. In my mind, this is Matt Fraction series.
I wish.
That's just because I'm hoping.
Yes.
So, I've been saying, sell now in case it's not Kate. Well, crap. Now what do we do?
I think we sell. I mean, it's. I think we sell our Kates, but I'm going to keep my Fraction Hawkeye run because I think,
including your Young Avengers 6 first Fraction written Hawkeye.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what to do. I don't know.
People come to us for this exact question, Drew.
Yeah. What's the first Kate going for? It's like nearing $100, isn't it?
I mean, you're consistently getting 50 and 60. I see a lot of people up with things that are taking buy it nows. You're getting good money for 9.8s encapsulated, but it's all over. I'm seeing people still getting really good deals on Raw. But I'm seeing some stuff. I saw one with like a day and a half left, and it was already at $52 with like 14 bids.
Yeah. Slab it. Maybe that's the way to do it. Maybe this is one that you slab.
I mean,
and keep.
Some of the money says slab it, get yourself a 9.8, and wait for the first trailer for that television series.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
now you think Kate's going to be in the final Avengers movie, right?
We've seen that screenshot of Clint showing a young girl how to shoot a bow. The internet buzz is that's Kate, but he also has a daughter in this maybe. So I just don't know if that's going to be our first seeing of Kate or what that's going to be. Now, in my hey Kyle, what do you want mind is sometime during Endgame, Clint Barton is rendered death is what I want.
Yeah, okay.
So, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, that goes back to the Star Wars thing. We're going to lose Marvel Universe and Star Wars in the same year. We're going to get the last Marvel.
Ha! We're going to get Phase 3's last Marvel.
Right.
Marvel's,
Well, but this is really the culmination of the Marvel experience. The Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is really the culmination. This is it. And nothing is going. All of them are going to pale in comparison to this.
Yes. However, Scarlett Johansson's going to get her Black Widow series here soon. We're going to get something else here soon.
Yeah, that's
Snort
great.
Or not, we're going to obviously get Captain Marvel 2.0.
Sequels are great. I'm just saying, after Endgame, it's the air is out of the balloon. You really can't. There's nothing else to go back to that's going to have that kind. That's going to be a series of firsts. You're not going to have any of the firsts anymore. They're just going to be lesser and lesser characters. It's not going to be as exciting. It's going to be going back to the well. You're going to be recasting actors. So for all intents and purposes, this is the end. And we're just going to get now rehashes.
So you're telling me that they pop out the Phase 4 poster, and it's essentially Marvel cross X-Men and getting those teams together for the next Phase in 2? You're not going to get hyped for that.
Oh, I'm going to go see everything, of course.
Okay.
I'll watch them all, but it's not going to be the same.
Gotcha.
I mean, I really don't want to see them reboot the X-Men. I mean, really, I don't.
I do.
I don't want them to take Deadpool back. I don't want.
They've already said they're sticking with the R rating. They're good with Ryan on Deadpool, so integrate him. I want to see Spider-Man Deadpool on the screen.
And that's fine, but it's all going to be derivative, and it's all going to be less than what we've had.
Oh, I hate everything about you and you talking right now. There's more stories than Infinity Gauntlet is the pinnacle of all Marvel storylines.
It is. We've seen the X-Men. We've seen the Avengers.
We've not seen Marvel's X-Men.
We've seen the X-Men.
No, we've seen
at their best. We've seen them.
No, we haven't.
You think there's going to be a better Wolverine than Hugh Jackman?
Yes, somebody who's 5'8", like the character is supposed to be. As much as I love Hugh Jackman, give me Yeah.
Samuel L.
Jackson
Jackman
is Wolverine. As much as I love Hugh Jackman, give me a 5'8" Wolverine because you are not
That's
true
ridiculous.
to the character in any way, shape, or form. Give me a Cyclops who is a leader and a good character instead of a insufferable douche for a decade.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna get a new Iron Man. We're gonna go Riri. And we're
Yeah,
gonna
sure,
we're gonna be
absolutely.
happy. We're gonna be just as excited and happy as we were when we got our
Cap's
first Iron
gonna
Man.
die. Iron Man's gonna die. We're gonna take Black Panther's sister, throw her in the Iron Suit. We're gonna give the shield to Falcon, and then he gets his own series, and we're fine.
And we are fine, and we'll continue to go to them. But I'm telling you, those are those are derivative and less than what we've had. We've had the best of the best, the cream of the crop. We've had it.
You didn't like the last few Iron Mans, and you're calling it the cream of the crop.
No, well, I like the first one.
There you go. The first one. That was 11 years ago.
The second one was good. Third
It's
one,
not what
Third one was Anyway, that's my opinion. And you can suck it if you don't like it.
Anyways, Disney streaming service, it got me way more excited than I thought it would. Star Wars trailer got me way more excited than I thought it would.
And that's the end of the Skywalker story. We'll never revisit that again. That's the best Star Wars has to offer. Thank you.
I actually want all the... Never mind. No, we're going to get into that.
I want all of them too. I want all of them too, but they're not going to be as good.
No, I want all these characters dead and to move on, but that's just me.
Well, I think that's what you're going to get.
There you go. Moving on. Yay!
Feedback. Dear Drew and Kyle, what I like most is your friendly... No. Dear Drew and Kyle, during episode 502, you ask about how manga is produced. Yeah, here we go again. The ma sound is pronounced like the ma in mama, not the ma in man. I hope that helps. No, I thought this was dead and buried. I agree with your response to the listeners' questions about DC producing. I'm going to say manga. They're having enough trouble keeping their ducks in a row as it is, so why take on another duck? Anyway, I've been listening to your podcast since about episode 490. Wow, long-time listener. We'll take you.
No, I like that. Somebody who's fairly new and still feels comfortable enough to send in feedback. That's awesome. Thank you.
It is kind of awesome. Since 490 or so, and I've been enjoying it. I doubt I could enter the profit side of our hobby because the shipping from Japan would cancel any profit I made.
Oi.
By the way, I left a 5-star review on iTunes, but it's probably on the Japanese iTunes, so unless you look for it, you won't see it. Thanks for hours of podcasting enjoyment, Alan B. I did look on Japanese iTunes, and we do not have enough reviews to show up. So you might be the only one, Alan, or you might be, one or two. I think you need 3 or 4 to check the box, and then they start showing them. So we don't have enough Japanese listeners that have taken the time to register on the iTunes reviews to get us to be able to see it.
So konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa, please spread the word. Get all your friends who have iTunes to.
No. Here's what happened. Listeners, all of you with your VPNs, set your VPNs to Japan and leave us a 5-star review.
Yeah. I wonder if you could do that. Yeah, you can. You can go into.
You absolutely can.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to leave myself a review in there, and if I can do it, then I'll let you guys know, just so we can register. I want to see what Alan said. I have heard we have some stacking up on the Canadian.
Yeah, the Canadian side too.
We're gonna have to go look for those and read those sometime. But we're gonna agree to disagree. I liked two sets of feedback ago when we were still talking about manga and how to pronounce it.
Dude is in Japan. That's pretty good.
That is true. That's probably legit. But I would have to change my ways, and I don't want to do that.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
But thank you very much for that. That's cool. Just Joe says, I don't remember, and correct me if I'm wrong. Have you guys talked about wasted space? Well, hear me, brothers, at Comics for Fun and Profit. I'm here to show you the light. The word of Yam speaks of a book, nay, a cacophony of cosmic lunacy and chaos, known as Wasted Space, published by Vault Comics. It is my duty as a follower of Legion spread the word, and thus
I feel like I'm being indoctrinated here.
I think
if this came with Kool-Aid, we're in trouble.
it is my duty as a follower of Legions to spread the word, and thus have the word spread of Michael Morrissey, or Morecki, or Morecci. I can't know how to pronounce it. A great tale of a cohort of travelers to whoop ass and one man's quest to curb stomp a shitbird. So I say to you, your many listeners, and to your most likely non-believer co-host Kyle, we all know Kyle's the cool but grumpy one. Love you, Kyle. Come and bask in the collars of Wordy Jason, the hypnotic lines of Clean Lined, at Clean Lined, and the prophetic letters of the Campbell letters. Praise be. All right, that is an impassioned letter of support for a comic. Have you read Wasted Space by Vault Comics?
I have not, but it has gotten good critical response.
Does this make you want to read? I think I want to read.
I think I do now. Oh, this is the one that I kind of made fun of because they were like, it's Philip K. Dick meets Preacher. Yeah. But if it's getting actual real people to say good things, yeah, I'm in. I'll check it out.
Yeah, that's pretty impassioned. I'm assuming these references are something from the book, or just Joe is crazy, and that's also okay. We'll take crazy listeners. But thank you, that was awesome. Mo says Entertainment Weekly wrote a Saga article. Didn't say when it was going to return from a hiatus, but it does say the series will be over 100 issues when done. So I checked this article out, and yes, it says that 54, where we left off, is the midpoint, and there will be another 54 issues. So we're going to have 108 when all is said and done. And it took 7 years to get to 54. So you would expect another 7 years. So with the year hiatus, we're looking at 15, a 15-year run of Saga to get to 108 issues to tell the story. I'm in. I think that's pretty cool.
Heck yeah, as a guy who has multiples of every book of this and the number one that's signed by the creator, go long, go proud, continue to tell great stories, and when my brother figures out his comic book press, we'll get that tiny little crease out of that one, and I will ship it off, and by golly, we'll be in like Flynn.
You think you're gonna get a 9.6 or 9.8 out of it?
If you can work some magic on this little mid crease, we're rocking 9.8. We're good.
Should I start with your Saga number one? Should that be my first one I press?
No. I think you should cultivate your craft, and when you have hit the pinnacle and you have received your master's degree in pressing, we then move it on to my books.
Praise be. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I'm excited about 100 and what did I say? 108? Yeah, I'm excited.
Saga transcends comics. I talk to people that don't normally do comics but know Saga.
Really?
Yes. I see Saga in pop culture. I see the posters on the backs of walls and stuff like this. So
it's cool.
It's Saga and Brian K. Vaughan are great for comics. And yes, if he's got that tale, and he and Fiona think they have that in them, please, I'll be there for the whole ride.
Yep.
I have purchased multiple copies of this book off the rack since issue 9, and I will continue to do that through the end.
Yes. Ditter. Let's see. Scott S. wants to know, what should DC do to right the ship and overtake Marvel in sales?
I don't know. We say less comic books, better with better plots, but they're doing their cover Bs. They're doing the right things. Their price points. They're doing the right things. I don't want them to flood the market and become 85 books a month like Marvel. They have good stuff. They have awful stuff. We just saw the Doomsday Clock got pushed 6 weeks.
Right.
So there's some stupid stuff that needs fixed, but I mean, they're not making horrible decisions. I don't get why they're second.
So what's your answer? Don't
I
know.
don't know.
Okay, I got it. I got the answer. Here's the answer. Okay. First, you're gonna have to add 30 titles a month.
This is what we do.
I know. He's asking. The question he's asking is how to overtake Marvel in sales. I'm focusing on that, not just writing the ship. So
I agree.
The only way to do it is to match them in quantity.
Book for book.
Marvel puts out 90 to 100. You're putting out 50 to 60. You're going to have to amp up your output. Okay, so you got 20 to 30. I would like you in some of those. Pick. You're going to have to go back into to the archives and pull some B characters out in a rotating 6 to 12 issue series of stuff that is junk and going to get canceled, but you got to put it out anyway, and there'll be enough people that buy them that by the time the attrition happens, you'll have made some money. That's fine. You need a rotating title of these B characters getting 6 and 12 issue series. You need to bring back stuff like Brave and the Bold and World's Finest and a lot of different anthology type things.
Trinity.
Yeah, bring these back and then throw a bunch of unknown writers and artists on it that are part of your stable. And just have them just always working on these things. Make them one and dones and 2-issue series so that they're never late. And they always come out and somebody will read those and maybe you'll find somebody good. So you need to have a lot of new creators cranking stuff out, building up a backlist of stuff so that you always have stuff out. So when there's a Doomsday Clock delay and other delays and things that take longer than they should, you've got so much quantity that it's fine. Now, am I going to like this? Am I going to like reading this junk? No. But that will help. Then you got to start doing 1 in 1,000s, 1 in 500s. You got to get the right artists that resonate with people, with a nice rare cover that people want of characters that people love. So you're looking at Batman, Superman, a few others, and then you're going to have to make those scarce 1 in 1,000s, 1 in 500s. Appealing enough to the collector that can afford them so that retailers will pony up the dough to pull that stuff in for that one buyer or 2 buyers or whatever. So you're going to have to play that game again. Those you do that, then you'll win a couple of months. You might win 6 or 7 months. Who knows? But I won't enjoy half of the stuff. But that's okay. That's not what the question said.
Yeah.
No, but I think Kyle's right. Everybody should reduce and just put out better quality stories. But if you want to overtake Marvel, Marvel's not going to do that. So you're going to have to sink to their level.
Yeah.
All right.
You're right, but I didn't want to say it.
Brett asks, I am a trade waiter, and sometimes comic titles I really like get canceled because of low single-issue sales, at least according to the comic press. So I'm wondering, is it all my fault when this happens? No! What do you think, Kyle? Is it his fault? Is it Brett? Did Brett ruin the comic industry? Is it Brett's fault?
Specifically, yes. I'm going to go ahead and pile that all upon him and say yes, because you are not purchasing those issues. There is no reason to continue. They fall past the Mendoza line, and we cut them and say, if only we had a few more.
Now, comic creators and that own their own properties and comic publishers love the person who buys single issues, buys them digitally and single issues in print form that they don't read, that they stick in a box, and so they're buying them twice, and they buy them in trade, and they buy the 2 trades collected as a hardcover, then they buy the 2 hardcovers collected as an omnibus. Is that how that goes? Yeah,
sure,
something like that. So yeah, the people that triple and quadruple dip, people they really really love those people. But it's not your job to prop up the industry. You're just a consumer of their product, and you prefer their product in 6-issue trade forms. And the reason you like it that way, I'm putting words in your mouth, but it's probably because they write them that way now. They're 6 chapters in a story, and so why would you want to read them in single issues? So now you're missing out on some really good stuff that is cool in single issues and has cool back matter and fun rewards like Saga for people that are regular readers of single issues. But for the most part, your big 2 stuff, no, you're not missing out on anything by being a trade waiter. I don't think they give you anything to read single issues. So it makes a lot of sense, and I can't blame you. And I would do it too. I just don't.
Yeah, and with your big 2 books, they should commit to entire 6-issue essentially arcs on things. They shouldn't be looking necessarily at numbers. They should have a writer, they should have a story, and he says, I have this many arcs, I have this many stories, and they should say, you have those to write. We're committing to those, and it shouldn't matter if you're buying them individually or you're buying them as a trade. They should just see that they're being purchased on that. Now,
so Drew walks into Marvel and says, I have a 48 issue Moon Knight story I'd like to run, and they say okay, and then the sales are terrible, and you think they should stick with it?
But if like trade sales are good, digital sales are good, but floppies are not good, then yeah, you say yeah, we'll commit, we'll put that out, we want that as part of Marvel, and especially with looking at things down the road and like, hey, we're doing television shows on these things, we're doing movies off these things. Let's get some stuff in the tank that we can use and reference and go back to. If you've got a fleshed out story and we've heard essentially what you want to do with it, we're going to commit to that regardless of what sales necessarily are. Yep. But you can't. I mean, your independent creators aren't going to do that. But something about trade waiting is great because I can't tell you how many series have delayed book 4 or book 5. And bucked me off of it a little bit. And if I had just said screw the whole thing and picked up the trade and read it in 2 full nights, it is a better experience.
Yeah, and basically, I'm sometimes 3-4 weeks behind anyway on some big 2 stuff. So I'm kind of reading trade because I'm reading in chunks. But I totally get that. And with Marvel Unlimited and now DC having a DC Universe or whatever, with their digital comics, all you can read, you just have to wait for them. You can just be a casual reader, a casual fan of comics, read everything whenever you feel like it, and not really pay much for it. So I don't know. It's kind of, I get it. I totally get it.
And we had the conversation with the, you did through Twitter, through the creator of Moon Knight and Devil Dinosaur, who said his bulk is coming from things like Scholastic on the back end market, or the Barnes and Noble crowd, and his target isn't floppy books,
right?
And he's allowed to do what he wants because the target isn't floppy books, so that's not the goalpost that they're looking at,
right? But Brett's saying his comic got canceled because sales were low.
Yeah.
Of single issues. They needed the single issue sales to get to trade. So he didn't get his next part of the story because he didn't mention which title it was, but it's happened a lot. So you can imagine, there's so many image titles that you read the first issue and you're like, this is great. And next thing you know, they get to issue 7 and it's done. Or issue 5 and it's done, and that's it. It's not coming back. So yeah, it's sad because it's a cool concept. I could read it for a long time. But when you're selling 2,000 copies, 1,800 copies a month, and you've got an artist to pay, and a colorist to pay. I mean, I don't know how I don't know how they do it. So, no, Brett, it's not your fault. You read however you want to.
Drew's convinced me. It's all your fault. I'm sorry. You killed the book. It's your fault. Don't do it again.
It's not your fault.
Pony up.
Yeah. So if you'd like to get something off your chest that you may have caused harm to the comics industry, please send us some feedback at comicsforfunandprofit@gmail.com. Or you can go to our website, comicsfunprofit.com, and find all our links to our social media. We're on Twitter @comicsfunprofit. We are at Instagram @comicsfunprofit, and we are on Facebook, Comics for Fun and Profit. So you can find us that way, or send us that email. That's an awesome way to do it. You can always go to iTunes, leave us a review and a rating, or figure out a way to go to a different country and leave us a rating there. That's kind of cool. Let's focus on Japan. Let's get Japan to register so I can read those. That's kind of cool. That'll be fun. So that'll be something fun to do. And don't forget, all this month, during the month of April, we're doing our Twitter contest, and we're getting a lot of good feedback. Now, the Twitter contest, to enter, all you have to do is retweet one of our episode posts on Twitter, and leave a comment with and add us in the comment, and then you get into our mentions, and all those mentions will be thrown in a hat, and we will reach out to you to call you the winner, and we'll send you some cool signed comics from our friend Jason in Hawaii, and maybe some other goodies from us as well. So make sure you do that. You've got looks like 18 days left as of right now. It'll be 17 by the time you hear this. So you still have plenty of time to enter, and we've got a lot of cool entries already, so we appreciate all that. Now on to the FOC.
Yeah, of course, the FOC is the final order cutoff. It is our last opportunity to either add or subtract to our given order that we submit to our LCS. These books are approximately 3 to 4 weeks out normally. Is that correct, brother?
Let me toggle over. Usually 3 weeks, I think. This is 5/8 comics that release on the 8th of May.
Okay, so 8th of May. So this gives us the opportunity if we want to pump up our orders. If we read issue 1 and want to add, 2 or 3 to things like that. This gives us the opportunity. We'll have at least one opportunity on this for an FOC exclusive book, and perhaps the ability to look at art one last time and make that decision. This has completely changed the way Drew and I order comics for the better. We add quite a bit more based on the FOC. So we like to run down this and see if there's anything we want to make sure you guys don't miss. Of course, normally you have from when you hear this evening till midday Monday to add these books to your LCS. If they do FOC, and if they don't, you can get a hold of Cowabunga, and they can start helping you do mail order things. And even if you're not interested in that, they can get you on the list to receive the FOC so you can be just as up to date as we are. So within that email that we get from Eric at Cowabunga Comics, he likes to highlight a few items on the FOC that he sees that his customers have a piqued interest in. So he's showing us that Batman and the Outsiders #1 has a Stefan Sajic cover B. That is a really cool cover that you may be interested in getting. Of course, Wonder Woman #70 has Back to the Jenny Frison cover B. And that is beautiful. I love that cover. That is one that I think will spike, especially based on that arrow through the heart thing. That is awesome. Here we have Excellence #1, cover B. Visions of Excellence variant, which is an FOC exclusive. The only way to get this book was and is through this FOC. This was not available in your previews. And if your LCS does not do FOC, they are not going to have any of this book.
So why are they doing this?
To get people to pump up their orders the last second, like we like to do, where we do a previews, we make our order, and they say that, we say that's all we're spending. We're not spending any more on comics this month. Gotcha. And then we see the FOC and we're like, crap, Eric, can you add 2 more of this Excellence #1 to my order? And we spent more money.
Oh, I got you.
Because there are FOC exclusive books. And we also have Star Wars Age of Republic Boba Fett #1, a Greg Pak written book, and we have a Rachel and Terry Dotson really cool Boba Fett cover.
And there are a lot of Boba Fett fans out there. You're not being one of them, but there are some.
Correct.
Do we think it's going to be some heat on this?
Yeah, I mean, they're one shots, so there's not a lot of necessarily a follower on this. Boba has a big following, so there are definitely going to be a lot of people clamoring for all those covers. And yes, I am on record as saying Boba Fett is one of the more overrated characters in cinema.
I mean, so I don't know if does the dude who played Boba Fett, does he do appearances and stuff?
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm not sure, because the guy in the suit and the guy whose voice they use are two different people. And so, there's all that stuff. And then I kind of hope that, I don't know, they change the canon on him, hopefully, in current canon. Because if he's just a clone with daddy issues, he's not a very fun character.
Yeah, gotcha. I think the comic looks cool though. Yeah. I like the cover.
That's his thing. He popped because he's a cool looking character with a helmet and a rocket that shoots straight up. So that's just what he does. Who he is. So Drew, let's crawl through the FOC. Let's start where we love to start. Let's start in Dark Horse. I'm still on the Anthem train. I'm one of the few people that love Anthem. I love my mechs. I really enjoy the story. And I cannot wait to read this book as well. So, I'm still high on my Anthem train and cannot wait for this. I have this on order, I believe. And you bet I'm still on it.
I got nothing in Dark Horse.
Nothing in Dark Horse. Let's head on down to DC, where Batman and the Outsiders is making a first appearance here. Looking around this corner at a short box, have a whole giant run of the old Batman and the Outsiders from the 90s. Still sitting here, and maybe it's time for me to try to sell those things.
Maybe. This might be the time.
Yep. So we have Batman, we have Black Lightning, we have other people, Katana, and whatever the yellow guy's name was, Duke, whatever Duke's name ended up when it was all said and done. So, a lot of characters.
Yeah. He had a different name, didn't he?
Yeah.
Now, Deceased, the blank variant for Deceased #1 is this week on the FOC, and last week the other Deceased comics were available through FOC. Mm-hmm. Is that because they accidentally left it off last week, or is there a reason for that? Maybe
it looks like demand? It because this is coming out 5/1, so it looks like they just left it off the FOC while it still is releasing the previous week. It looks like they just left it off the FOC, but wanted to give you another bite at the apple in the blank.
Okay, that's cool.
Batman Who Laughs, issue number 5 of 6, or as we like to call it, Drew, the penultimate Batman Who Laughs. Oh my goodness, Victor Kalvachev. I'm awful. I apologize, Victor, for completely botching your last name, but that is a really cool cover B. Valvachev. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, say it with gusto. I like that.
Well, heck, Jock's on the cover A, and that looks good too. Crap.
Too many.
I know.
I can't go crazy on these.
Are you telling me or yourself?
I'm telling that to myself.
Okay, just checking.
So, what do we think about this FOC exclusive excellence that?
Can you order me one, please?
That's what we think. Now, is the baby in the belly? Is there something?
Baby in the belly has a big pointy stick, and I think that's not going to be good for Mama.
We don't know much about the story, though. I don't think.
I think I ordered a regular one, so I definitely wanted this one. That is a cool looking cover A on Flash 70, and a cool looking cover B. Flash Year 1 starts here with Flash 70. So, that's cool. I like going back to the Year 1 stuff, and it's just Flash on a pile of shoes that he's burned out testing his powers.
Yeah.
That is a great looking cover. Catwoman 11, of course, Joelle Jones is going to be on cover A, and Stanley Artgerm Lau on cover B. He's been killing it with these.
So many.
So many good things. Oh, I forgot to click. I'm interested in these Detective Comics because of the Arkham Knight connection.
Yeah. Now, 1001 was supposed to be the first full Arkham Knight in DC Universe.
Well, there's been an Arkham Knight comic, but it's a different guy in the suit than it was during those. So
yeah. So
potato.
So I don't know. Kind of could be something.
Yeah.
Could not be. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Yeah. But I mean, if completely out of left field with the Arkham Knight, and they've got me on this book because of Arkham Knight and me wanting to know who the heck is in that suit.
Yeah.
Red Hood and the Outlaws, if I remember, this is a cover B that I liked. Yeah, the Yasmin Putri one with a really wicked looking penguin. Of course, we got to pay attention to Shazam now since the movie came out. Raphael Albuquerque on cover B. We have Shazam reading a issue of Wiz Comics, which is a nod to some older published Shazam books. Supergirl 30 is our boy Artgerm back on this one now too. No, Amanda Connor on the cover B. It makes that one easy to skip. And Wonder Woman 70, we already talked about Jenny Frizen back on that. So let's head on down and see what IDW has for us. Ooh, I do love me some Gears of War. We have Hivebuster. That is a cool looking story. I might read that. Get a little bit of a Gears fix and a Curtis Wiebe story. But there hasn't been much money in those books, and not a whole lot of pub on the Gears philosophy at the moment.
I'm not interested in Samurai Jack's #1. Yet another Samurai Jack #1.
Yet another one. All right, set them down to Image.
Well, that's where the Excellence #1 FOC exclusive is. You're going to add one for sure.
Yes.
If you check out the Murder Falcon cover B, it is an homage to Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil, one of my favorite metal albums of all time.
There you go. That is cool. And it could have been a couple months earlier for the Motley Crue tie-in. It could have tied in with the Netflix series a little better.
Oh, yeah.
When was Ice Cream Man ending? Or was it?
Wasn't it wasn't it Stabby Bunny that ended?
Yes, Stabby Bunny. Maybe there was something about the numbers on Ice Cream Man. Maybe it was continuing on. I can't remember what it was.
I'll click on it. I don't think it's the last one.
No, it's definitely not. I couldn't remember what we were moving for with that one.
That thing, that book never ceases to amaze me. It's just, it goes in all kinds of different directions. You know, it's an anthology, really, a horror anthology, basically, with just the thread of Ice Cream Man B plot throughout, and it's just really good. It just blows me away how good that turned out.
Classic George Perez cover B on Section 0 #2.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
And he's retiring, so this could be one of the last George Perez covers.
I think we've said that before, so I don't think we've got quite the handle on what that means.
Yeah, and does him retiring mean he can still do the occasional cover, though, right? It just takes him, with his eyes failing, it takes him longer to do his drawing, but he can still do them. He just can't keep up with a full book anymore. So maybe he'll always do covers.
The world would be a better place.
Yeah, definitely. So that's
Vindication. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm not interested in Section 0, but I am interested in that cover.
Yep.
It's kind of neat. Go ahead.
Vindication, did you read that at all?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad.
Issue 4, so the final issue of that miniseries.
Nice.
And that puts us right into Marvel.
And a nudie B cover for Natural, don't forget.
How could we forget?
Naked pigs. naked pig girls.
How many naked pig girls does Drew have in one short box? Marvel, what do we have here?
We got that Boba Fett, which I am kind of interested in.
Mm-hmm. But a lot of good Boba Fett books.
Yeah, there's the concept variant,
Mm-hmm.
which we don't have a picture of. We've got the movie variant, which is a 1 in 10, I think.
Mm-hmm.
1 in 25. And we have the McCone puzzle piece variant. I don't know if we have a cover for that one either. Which stinks, because the best part about FOC is you're close enough to press that you can see those covers. So for them not to be in there, it's kind of a bummer. I'm not sure if I'm going to pull the trigger on the ones I can't see.
Get it together, Marvel.
I kind of like to be able to get that glimpse and then see if it, and then make my decision on whether it's going to be a hot cover or not, because I can see it, but I can't see it. I don't know.
True. Marvel has made a misstep, and I'm angry. Spider-Man Deadpool issue number 50. The biggest climax, the biggest Marvel event of all time, an epic 50th issue, guaranteed to blow your socks off. Read with extra socks. But it's written by Robbie Thompson and blah, blah, blah. It's the B team. Why not for issue 50, oversized, put Joe Kelly back on, put what's-his-face art back on. Come on now.
Yeah, it's weird, and this is the end, right? It's over.
I believe, yeah. It's such a good series. That first arc was so good. The first 2 arcs, the stuff that was Joe Kelly was so good.
Went to 8 and 9 printings for some of those.
Went cray.
Super hot. We've got
McGinnis. Also, why was I blanking on McGinnis's name? I apologize.
I've got a couple of True Believers. We've got Invaders number 1, and Iron Fist number 1. The Invaders is from 1975. It's 25 center, so that'll cost you a little bit to get that original one. So that makes a lot of sense. The Iron Fist is from it's reprinting Marvel Premiere number 19. I don't know when that was, but it was a 25 center, so probably the 70s as well, right?
Yep. Well, you normally tell you what they didn't own these.
But for a buck, and through if you add it with Eric from Cowabunga, you can get it for 60 cents. I mean, definitely worth it, because you're not going to be able to get the originals for 60 cents. Yeah, no way, no how.
And here we have War of the Realms. If you're in, you're in. If you're not, you may already.
I have heard good things about the first issue of War of the Realms. I've heard good things from a couple of people. I have yet to read it. It is out, but I haven't read it yet.
It's a wicked looking cover.
Yeah.
All right. Anything in Boom?
Yeah, Ronin Islands kind of got some heat on it from its first issue on the secondary market, doing pretty well. It has a second printing for issue 1 and issue 2, and they've added a FOC exclusive variant for issue 3. So the first 2 had some heat. So it's possible this one will have some heat as well. I don't know if the market has caught up to it yet. And then there is also a main And is that I don't know if it's a Scotty Young.
No, it's not Scotty Young. It's Ethan Young. It's
Ethan
actually
Young.
a really cool, almost stipple style cover.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
It's a very nice cover. So there's some cover options on a book that's pretty hot. Might help you.
I was pretty up on this book, if I remember correct. I was talking a lot about this book because I like Greg Pak and I like his ability to write these kind of things.
Don't know. I think you did what the Ellinger boys often do, is you did the sample on number 1, but I don't think we went with number 2, did we?
You got it. That is exactly correct.
Yeah. There's Wasted Space number 9. I would make sure I mention that for our listener, Just Joe, and for the good folks at Vault Comics, Michael Morecki, and art by Hayden Sherman. I hear it's a good book.
Strap into your seats because it's all about to get wild in this penultimate issue of Wasted Space's second arc as it comes in hot. Rich jerks, a pesky nuke, cute furry aliens, it's all here.
Gonna have to check into that.
There you go. Don't care. I'm out. I'm done.
I find nothing else either. We do have a link in the show notes to click on so you can automatically add your email and get this FOC list easily each and every week. You can also reach out with questions to Eric. His email is also in there, so you'll be able to find him in the show notes if you want to get on this list. Why not get on the list? You get enough emails anyway. What's one more? And it's about comics. Come on.
My favorite kinds of emails.
You know, why not? Makes perfect sense.
All right, Drew, if there's nothing else, let's look at the stuff that's actually coming out this coming Wednesday.
Before we go on, we do have some coverprice.com top 10. We check in periodically. We try not to do it every week because it doesn't change a lot. So we just check in periodically to see what's going on. It's covrprice.com. They do a top 10, and the good folks over at comicsheatingup.net collect that for you in a nice little article. Makes it easy to read. Coming in at number 1 in the top selling comic books for the week of this week that we're in right now is Spider-Man Deadpool number 47, because this is the supposed first appearance of Major X.
What do you mean supposed? The creator told us he's in there.
No, he said it was in Deadpool number 10. That the actual first appearance is Deadpool number 10. This would be the second appearance, and Major X number 1 would be the third, which makes me angry, but I don't want to go there. Now, the number 2 is Major X number 1. Well, let me go back up there. Okay, so Spider-Man Deadpool 47, which everyone thinks is a actual first appearance, and not the Deadpool 10. Raw sales are at $26. There are no graded sales because who the hell would have graded Spider-Man Deadpool 47 before Major X came out, and we figured it out. So the actual Major X comic, raw sales are at $13 already. So triple cover. Happy about that.
Sell.
It is the first full Major X appearance. So it is the Hulk 181 conundrum. So I don't care what you say. This is my Hulk 181 hill I'm going to die on. It's Major X number 1. Akira number 1 spiked. 42 copies of Akira number 1 sold this week, averaging around $40 a piece because Leonardo DiCaprio is going to adapt the movie. I know I had some Akira laying around, but it wasn't number 1 for sure. There's another Major X 1 in 25 variant, selling for about $50 raw. That fantastic 1 in 25 Immortal Hulk number 16 I don't know if you saw that B cover wraparound, Kyle, with the
yeah.
monster splitting from Banner. It's really great. It's selling for $95 already.
Yeah, we were literally texting back and forth through chat about this the day before it came out and how hot it was already.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do a lot of 1 in 25, so I wouldn't have spent the $15 on it, but I would have made a lot of money if I would have, because it's already at $100 raw.
Yeah.
Number 6 is Shazam #1. 96 copies of this 20-cent Shazam book is selling for about $70 raw. This is the first DC appearance of Shazam. Graded R145, going for 145. Now, I think like the character of Captain Marvel predates this.
Mm-hmm.
But the first one with Shazam is this one here. And $70 seems reasonable for a future key in a great movie.
I know that Cowabunga had like 12 copies of this book they were talking about on their Facebook page before it came out. And they had they had better deals than that. So I was shocked at how many copies of this book they had just laying around.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And I very much wanted them. I very much looked at those and I was like, man, I want to, yeah, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this one picture.
And you didn't pull the trigger. Did you?
No.
No. Oh, well. It's always your birthday. At number 7, we have Naomi. Number 1, still very hot. Another 40 copies of that thing sold. So
it's a $50 book already?
It's a $50 book already.
Holy crap.
I know. We blew this one. We blew it. Number 8 is The Eternals. The 3rd issue of The Eternals, which is the first appearance of Cersei, who is being played by, what's-her-face? Brad Pitt's ex. What's her name?
Angelina Jolie?
Yeah. So she's going to be played by Angelina Jolie in the new movie. So her first appearance spiked up. It is Eternals number 3, selling $55. Probably a quarter bin book. Not that long ago. Mm-hmm. So number 9, we have Deadpool number 10, who we have as the first appearance of Goodnight, but Rob Liefeld says this is the first appearance of Major X, so I don't know. It's a $10 book now, so just double cover. Rounding out the top 10, we have Avengers 684, the first appearance of Immortal Hulk. 47 of them sold, averaging around $45, including mine is out there on eBay, averaging not that high. I did not sell mine for that much. Got some lowball offers out there, but I'm going to hold off to try to get somewhere in that $45 range.
So there's some runners up under there as well, and
some interesting one.
Detective Comics 1000 is selling for more than cover.
Yeah.
Knowing that there's an obnoxious amount of... Oh my.
Not all the covers. I mean, not all the covers were ordered the same. So it's probably specific covers that are exciting to people.
Well, it looks like even the A's rocking a bit.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
A lot of Immortal Hulk, a lot of Naomi. Die still doing well. Die number 1, which I need to sell. I have multiple copies of Die number 1, and it's selling at $45, so I need to get mine up. Ms. Marvel number 1, still selling very well. There was a 9.8 CGC that sold for $1,800. That can't be right. That's the old Ms. Marvel one. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. So many Immortal Hulks. They just kind of dominate it. So between Naomi and Immortal Hulk...
And Mr. X, you got it all.
Yeah, it's covering the whole
Mr.
thing.
X, but Major X.
So yeah, from time to time we like to check in on this list and see what's happening. A lot of repetition sometimes, but a lot of cool stuff, and sometimes it turns you on to new things. I checked the list last week, and Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 256 had spiked. It was the first appearance of Silver Sable because she is in the Morbius movie, which is filming. So that thing is spiked to nearly $100, and I was able to find that on the rack at the local comic shop for a reasonable amount. So I was excited about that. So yeah, it's a good source. Check out coverprice.com or Comics Heating Up for their top 10s. Good stuff.
Anything else, Drew?
No.
All right, let's head over to previewsworld.com. Let's find new releases. Find April the 17th and start where we love to start. Let's start in Image, where we have a 5th printing of Die, #1.
Anything special about that cover?
Hot book, no.
Nothing special about it.
The final issue of Auntie Agatha's Home for Wayward Rabbits, the 6th and final issue.
The end of the story arc for Outpost Zero. I hope it doesn't go away for too long. That's one of those books that not selling well in single issues, but hopefully it's getting some money in the ancillary areas. Port of Earth the same way. It's starting a new story arc with its 9th issue. So a couple of those books that I really like, but just not screaming up the sales charts.
All right, anything else in Image?
Nah, not really.
Doesn't look like there's a whole lot to offer necessarily in Dark Horse.
Nope.
Just another spin-off of American Gods. And the 2nd issue of Calamity Kate and a couple things. IDW has nothing for me. And DC.
Still doing final printings on some of these books. The Batman Who Laughs.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Batman Who Laughs. Oh, yeah. Getting a final printing on 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
And not showing us the art, you jerks.
Still, how can they not show you the arcs the day before or the week before it's coming out?
Yeah. Doomsday Clock getting final printings of 1, 2, and 7. Heroes in Crisis 2, 3, and 4. Matina on the Batman 69 cover B, and Middleton on the Aquaman 47 cover B. Naomi 4, jump on while you can. A nice Yasmin Putri Nightwing 59. A fairly nice cover.
Heavy Deathstroke covers on the Teen Titans Terminus Agenda A and B.
Yeah, they love to put Nightwing's face dead in the center of books. All right,
nothing like that.
Yeah, nothing fun for me. Let's head to Marvel.
We've got a facsimile edition for 252. I think we talked about that when it was in the FOC.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I sold mine a while ago. It was pretty. I made a lot of money on it, but is it really facsimile worthy? Is it 252 or is it Secret Wars 8 that was the first black suit?
I thought it was Secret Wars. We always talked about it being Secret Wars, but I don't actually know the answer.
I can't remember. And there was like a web of that came out very close. It had the black suit as well.
Anything crazy going to happen in the final issue of Avengers No Road Home?
I don't know. They usually don't save them for the end. When they put that stuff in, it's it's in the middle. Like this one, I think had like 5 was the one that when they stuck Conan in there. That was the big one. So I don't know.
Major X number 2. Was all the heat on one, or do we want to keep going on this?
I'm done. I didn't realize it was a 6-issue miniseries. So yeah, as soon as I get my copies from you, I'm going to sell them right away.
There you
go. I thought he was going to try to do it as ongoing for a while, but no, if it's a 6-issue miniseries, I don't care.
There you go. And then War of the Realms. And West Coast Avengers 10.
The final.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Last issue. So any of these War of the Realms have a great cover that's going to blow anyone away, or...
No.
Not really. They're all kind of nice, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, they're all pretty good. Nope. Moving on to Dynamite.
There's another Xena Warrior Princess, but we've had a lot of Xena Warrior Princesses, and none of the covers jump out at me, so I'm going to pass. Nothing in Boom.
Black Badge number 9. All right, and some of our smaller stuff.
It's a struggle. We're not doing well this time.
Nope. I am worthless. Moon Maid number 1 is a American mythology.
Oh.
And it's weird looking.
I like, we got Planet of the Nerds, number 1, by Ahoy Comics. Written by Paul Constant, Alan Robinson on art, Randy Elliott helping out, and a David Nakayama cover, who, David Nakayama was one of the guys that Jason interviewed when out on the Hawaii Con out there. So this is part of Hawaii Wave 2. Ahoy Wave 2, not a Hawaii Wave 2. And this is kind of an 80s high school thing, which might be fun. So it looked kind of good to me. I like that sort of thing.
There you go. Okay, Drew, what you got for me? What's your...
Well, I just said it. It's Planet of the Nerds for me. I'm excited about it, and I don't know how the Ahoy first wave did as far as spec value, but I'm going to go with this one and hope it gets optioned.
Interesting. And I'm not feeling completely blown away by any of these final printings necessarily through DC. I'm not seeing the art on anything. Batman Who Laughs, Doomsday Clock has no story momentum. Who knows? Heroes in Crisis. Naomi number 4. Just keep going on Naomi. There's no reason not to.
Yep, makes a lot of sense.
It's got a long tail. People see. I mean, there's a lot of mystery surrounding what's going on in here, so maybe this one will have something cool in it that'll pop.
Exactly.
So, stick
Good
with
call.
it. And Naomi number 4. If you found a few more cool and maybe spec-worthy items in this week's sneak peek, drop us a line. And Drew gave you all the stuff earlier, our Twitters, our Instagrams, our Facebooks, our Gmails, through the website, all that stuff. Help us out here. See if there's anything we missed through here. See if there's some more diamonds in the rough down here. There's the next Immortal Hulk or the next Naomi one, the next, Major X is lying here and we've missed it. Be part of the conversation and let us know. But for now, we thank you for coming along with Drew and myself through these comics coming out in your local comic shop this Wednesday. Anything else, Drew?
Nope, that'll do it.
All right, so for Drew and for myself, see ya.